Hello, everyone, and welcome to BNL Live. Jeff Hine once again, and as you can tell on the screen, we've also got cross country here, Coach Vance, Grace Tanksley, Jonah Bailey, and Coach, sorry, went blank there. Calhoun, sorry about that, Coach. But first of all, Grace and Jonah, congratulations on qualifying for semi-state this weekend. I know, Grace, this is your third time going, and then Coach, congratulations on them as well. But first of all, welcome to the Coaches Show. This is our second show, so looking forward to a good show here, Coach.
Yeah, congratulations to both of you. It's a great accomplishment to get to semi-state. And Jonah's a freshman. It's great. First experience here, going to Brown County. Saturday, what time does your race start?
11:30.
11:30. There we go. Coach Calhoun, what time does the race start? 12:15. So the boys are before the girls this time. They mix it every year.
Yep.
So this year it's the boys' turn to run first. Jonah, great time at the regional here. You had a great outing both in the sectional and the regional. And again, as a freshman, it's a great accomplishment to get to the place you're at. I know your personal best time was about a 17:52. Is that right? Mm-hmm. You ran a 17:56 the other day, which is a very good time on our course. And Grace, you ran 20:25. Is that right in the regional? And this is your third time, 3 years in a row, right?
Mm-hmm. And that was your personal best on our course as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think her personal best was a 2015. Is that what you told me? So
2015.
your goal is probably to break 20, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, great accomplishment by both of you, I guess. First of all, what's it feel like, Jonah, to the semi-state?
It feels really good because I didn't really, expect to come into high school and advance all the way. I didn't think I would be here, but just a lot of effort and just working really hard every day got me here.
Yeah, very good. Coach Calhoun, how many runners did you have out this year on the boys team?
This year we had 20.
20. So do you have some of those boys sticking around and running with Jonah and pacing him a little bit here this week?
I think this week we've had about 5.
Good.
But swimming kind of, there's a lot of people swimming, so it's a swimming season now.
Sure.
And I have a couple people, I know like Zane Thompson, he's one of our juniors, he made state track. I know he's taking this week off, so it's been nice having some 5 guys there, kind of like helping him and stuff like that.
Coach Vance, I know you had, 7 girls on the team this year?
7 girls.
7 girls?
Just barely a fully. That's true.
Are there some girls sticking around and helping Grace out?
We've got girls going to swimming and basketball, so that when you only start with 7, you cut in. One of our girls has been, Emma has been here this week, and she's rehabbing and doing a lot of biking, but she's been showing up every day.
Yeah, it's always good to have some other kids out there with them as they advance because, cross country is one of those sports that it's not only a team sport because you add your places up and figure out the team, but it's also an individual sport. So you can advance either way. And it's when you're so used to having your team around you, it's a little different when you're the only one left, especially that practice week before the big meet on Saturday. So again, congratulations to both of you guys and to the coaches for everything that, to get them to the point where they are. Aaron? Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll start with Coach Vance. It's winding down here. Hopefully we got 2 weeks left for Grace, but give a recap of the season, how it went, all that.
This is definitely the start of what's hopefully going to be a rebuilding period for us. We graduated 4 seniors last year, including that would be, the 4 seniors were 4 of my 7 varsity last year.
Right.
So we're definitely rebuilding. We were left with 4 returners coming back this year. So we added 3 freshmen onto the team. And, it's going to take to get up to make the adjustment to high school. Already getting some really good signs from Francesca. Really improving in the future years, and Deja and Merrill, as they really get just to high school, I think we're going to see some big time drops from them next year, and hopefully we get some more freshmen in, and we can. So it was kind of a tough year, from a team perspective as far as our ability to compete.
Right.
But it was a really good year, I think, for team dynamics. So sometimes that's actually more important.
Right. Coach Calhoun, same question to you. Kind of what give us a recap of your year and what you're looking forward to next year? Or I know you still got Jonah running this year, but
So like last year we had 3 seniors. We had 3 seniors graduate, so we had like almost even numbers like we did last year. But we gained, and I lost a couple people that decided to do tennis this year as well. They just kind of wanted to try out a new sport. But it was kind of encouraging having about 7 freshmen this year decided to do cross country. That's one of our biggest groups since the Cooper Holmes. He was the last person to make semi-state. He had 9 in his senior class. So it was kind of exciting to have kind of like a rebuild, not like a rebuild year, but a lot of people interested in cross country, especially in the boys' side. Our season, I thought, started pretty well that first week in Terre Haute, but then we got quarantined. I think we were the first BS right off that first race, and it was kind of a weird 2 weeks, only having 5 total kids.
yeah.
Jonah was, I think, pretty much. I think he was quarantined.
Yeah, I was.
And it was kind of weird because I would have to like send out daily text and kind of like, hey, are you doing this workout today? Hey, you gotta keep it up, because if you don't keep it up, I mean, the first 2 weeks, that's like the meat and potatoes. You're still going from your summer training to kind of like endurance, like you're trying to get the endurance to the speed side. So after those first 2 weeks when we hit squad, we became a little bit closer as like a family. And really, I think everybody missed each other. I have a lot. So really, when they came back, it was kind of like, whoa, we gotta calm down the first couple practices, because it was very intense. Kind of just like they want to kind of like push each other, but hey, you haven't really been here for 2 weeks. Let's rein it back some so we don't get any injuries. But throughout the season, I felt like as a team, we really grew. Juniors all the way down to freshmen. I really felt like they had really substantial step-ups. Even though the time, we really haven't had a great weather day at all this whole entire cross-country season, but I felt like our overall effort was pretty well throughout the year. And then when we went to sectionals, we were hoping to make it out as a team, but unfortunately we came up short. But I had 3 people make it to regionals. Zane Thompson, which was his first time making the regionals. Hurdle, 400-meter sprint guy. And then I had Cole Baker, who made it to regional last year as well. So it was kind of nice seeing them keep progressing, keep where they're at. But I feel like as we move on to next season, we got to take from step A to step B. And it's going to cause lots of hard work, but
Right.
I feel like the guys are really pushing towards that.
Jonah, how long have you ran competitively?
I started really getting into running when I was in like 2nd grade, and starting running competitively around when I got into middle school.
Okay.
When I was little, I always ran 5Ks, you
Yes.
know, a couple times a year, but that
Have
was
you
about it.
have you ran any further than 5Ks? You ran 10Ks yet? Nothing beyond that?
No,
No half marathons or anything yet?
no,
You see that in your future?
probably.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah. Grace, how about you?
I
And what school did you go to?
BMS.
BMS, so you ran on the middle school team?
Yeah.
And then you advanced, you said sophomore, junior, and senior year, all to the semi-state, right?
Yeah.
Freshman year, sophomore and junior year, I think your team advanced out to the regional, if I remember right.
Yes.
So what does your future look like when it comes to running? What's your plans?
Well, I mean, I plan on going to college for studying environmental sciences, but I've got an offer to I think I'm going to do it.
Where is that?
Waynesburg University, Pennsylvania.
And that's in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
It's a great place, and glad to see both of you look like you're going to continue to run. And you know, the thing about it, running's tough, and that's why it's hard to get kids out there. I get it as a former cross-country coach myself sometimes that, you know, it's tough to get kids, to convince them to get out there and do it. But man, you feel so good when you get done, don't you? That's the great thing about it. Sometimes it hurts a little bit while you're doing it, but when you get done, you feel really good for the rest of the day. as those endorphins kind of wear off. But yeah, that's what I've got for questions. Okay.
Yeah, Grace, I know you're a senior. Jonah, you're a freshman, but Grace, as a senior, what does this mean to you to qualify, get to semi-state, and get that chance to go to state for the first time?
Like, this is it.
Right.
This on Saturday could be my last ever high school meet, and it's kind of sad and scary.
Yeah. And you're a freshman, qualifying for semi-state.
Yep.
How does this motivate you going forward? Obviously, you want to make it to state on Saturday, but obviously you got 4 more years. Grace is done. Not done after this year, after this week,
we
but
still got
you guys hopefully
to go for.
2 more weeks for Grace. But how does this motivate you going forward?
I'm just gonna take this race as a lot of motivation for me for these next couple of years, because I feel like I got a lot left, and I feel like I've had a really good freshman year, and I'm just gonna give everything I got this race.
Yeah. And then another question for me, I'm a golfer, individual sport. Running I consider as both teams are team sports, but really it's just all about you. And coaches, you guys can answer this too. How do you go into it mentally, to get ready for Saturday, not knowing that your team's going to be there to push you or do anything else? I was there as a golfer here at B&L, but what can you do to push yourself to get under that 20-minute mark?
I mean, just during a race, tell myself, you can keep going, you can do this. I mean, my team may not be there, but they're there for me.
Right.
Not running with me, but
right.
They're supporting me, and a lot of other people are too, so that keeps me motivated.
I think people underestimate the amount of cross-country running in general that's up here.
Right.
There's a big focus on the physical training on the side of your body and the miles that you put on your legs, but honestly, and I think the other runners will back me up on this who've been running for a while, when it comes to the world, and if you don't have the focus out here, it ain't going to do you any good. So you got to keep that focus, and that's going to be the tough part for both of them, in that middle part of that race when they're struggling. This has to convince the body to keep going, just like Grace said.
Just mentally getting out there and just running. You got to have motivation to be a good runner, and I got in an argument with my friend the other day because he thinks running's just a physical sport, and I said it's a mental sport as well. You have to be there mentally if you want to be a good runner. Like Jill said, you can be the best physically trained and everything, but you have to have a good mentality to be a good runner.
Yeah, to catch off that, I always say everybody I talk to about running, it's 90% mental and it's 10% physical. I know we start conditioning pretty much all year round, but it's mostly when you're working on those repeats, or when you're working on that long run over, it's snowing and it's like a blizzard outside, but you're going to go for 7 miles. That's when it really hits you about that mental, where your strengths are, to keep going and stuff like that. So really for running wise, I feel like it's the ultimate sport because of that. Because I know basketball, talking about that, you can have the best, but if you get up to that line and you kind of look at the backboard and you're like, oh man, it's super small. I can't really, and then all that mental game kind of goes away. So
Right.
Coached in Bloomington, they used to say the mental is to the physical is 4:1. So basically in basketball, you're saying 80% of basketball is mental, 20% is physical. We both play golf. Aaron plays golf a lot better than I do, but I always say golf's about 90%, and I think cross country is a lot the same way. It's about 90% mental. A lot of it's what frame of mind you go in with, and obviously the training's all going to take place. And I'm sure you guys have got good preparations for this week. What you're going to do. Well, I guess the next question I have for both of you, I know when I was an athletic director, our cross country coach would always come up with times and say, oh, so-and-so has to hit this time mark in order to have a chance to get to the state meet or what have you. Have you thought about that, Coach Vance, at all?
Oh, yeah.
I figured you had. Most of you
yeah.
did. Any ideas what you think it's going to take?
Yeah. Going to be right on the edge of getting one of those last individual advancement spots, and I can say she's got a shot at getting to state. I mean, it's a legitimate shot. It's not an easy path, but it's there. And looking at times, looking at the teams coming in, we're looking at probably 1930s time-wise, or in the top 30 finishers.
Sure.
We'll give her a really good shot at
Is
getting it.
there any specific girls that you have, Grace, them there at the end? Is there anybody you've ran against a lot of these kids, I'm sure, before,
One of them,
that you know if you stay with this kid and maybe I can get them in that last 100 meters or whatever, that might get me to stay? Is there any specific person out there that you might want to draft off of, or and try to get them later on to get that time that you want?
yeah, freshman Liliana Blaze.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I'm gonna have any shot at making it out of the state, I have to beat her.
Yep.
Like, we've been fighting with each other for a while, and I think if I also want a chance, I'd have to stick with some top teams like Northview and
Yep.
Bloomington.
Right. Coach, same with you. Is there any specific time that you see right around that time frame that Jonah needs to be able to run to get himself to the state meet?
For the boys' side, a lot of the individual runners are pretty studs.
Yeah.
And to be realistic, it's about 16:30
Yep.
to make it out. And it's going to be a dogfight because you don't know who's going to get that sixth spot at semi-state top 6 teams of Vance.
Right.
So, so I know for some of those teams it's going to be a dogfight, especially in the boys' side, and it could bump one top guy in, another top guy out. So I say about 16:30, about top 30 the same.
Yeah.
What is it, 6 teams, and then how many individuals not on that team?
It's the top 10 individuals
10.
after
10,
that.
still
That's
10.
tough.
Yeah, it is
So-
tough.
Wow.
And Brown County is one of, I would say, you rank the 5 semi-states. Brown County is in the top 2 for the most competitive semi-states, probably, and has been for a while. We're going to see some really, really good teams. Some of the contenders for the state title are going to be there. So it's going to be some good racing.
Yeah. What is there, 180 runners in each
let's
race?
see. We've got 5 teams coming in from 4 regionals.
20,
So
so that's
20
140
teams
plus-
times 7 plus 40 individuals. I need my math teacher husband here to do this math for
I
me.
think I said 178 or something.
That's
So it's
a
about
good,
180.
good roughing.
Joan, anything on yours? I know you're a freshman, and Grace has done this for a long time, and she kind of knows, and she had a girl specifically picked out. This is who I've got to beat.
Yeah.
Is there anybody like that you have that you're thinking pace with or trying to keep with, and maybe to get that time?
I've been trying to be the best in my grade for the freshmen I've ran against, and I've kept getting better. I've kept getting closer to a freshman named Brian. I really hope I can beat him on Saturday. That's one of my goals.
Very good. So it sounds like you guys have game plans going in, don't you?
Let's not tag these individuals on
No.
Facebook. Let them know we're chasing them.
No.
That's right.
What about the weather situation Saturday? I haven't looked that far ahead. What's the weather look like?
Looks great.
It's going to be looking great. Yeah.
Cool.
It's going to be great racing weather. It's been dry this week, so we should have a really fast course. I mean, everything points towards fast times.
Good.
And really
on
at
Saturday.
semi-state, there really has been fast times at semi-state
Yeah,
in a while.
we've
so-
had good weather for a couple years running at semi-state. Well, maybe just a couple years
A few
running.
years.
Yeah.
2 years ago,
muddy,
it was
right?
a little interesting.
Yeah. I read that article today. But,
Yeah.
for those that are watching that may not, know cross country, how many miles a week do you put in?
I mean, that kind of depends on where you're at in the season.
Like, let's say this week.
And,
how many miles
this,
would you?
This
Because I drove
week,
by here.
we drop a
This
lot.
is a huge week.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all about refining this
But
week.
mostly for us, during the season, we go, especially for me, because I'm more towards efficiency than volume. Halftime, we still put in 25 to 30 some weeks, but for especially this week, you're supposed to kind of intensity is supposed to keep up. I think this week we're at 10. I think we're at 10 or 12 this week, actually for the boys' side.
Yeah, we'll probably end around 15,
Yeah,
probably for Grace. You know, one thing with more maturity you get in the runner, the more mileage you can put on them. You know, what Grace trained this year as far as mileage was not what she was training as a freshman by any means. I mean, I would say mileage-wise, for her this year at the end of the summer, I think our longest week, we might have just gone over 35 miles. At her peak mileage, but you know, typically most of my runners for the girls' side are probably going to be in the 20 to 25, you know, most of the year.
Road and I see both teams running all the time, so I know you guys work very hard. So I just want to say congratulations to coaches on and let's get under those times this week and go run next week.
Thank you.
Coach, any final thoughts?
No, great job, both of you again, and good luck this weekend. I know, Grace, it's your last go around. Give it all you got. A lot of times that senior year is when you really peak and surprise yourself. So I think you've got a great chance. Jonah, you got a lot of great future ahead of you with running, and there's no question about that. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy it. Do the best you can, and you know, good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely enjoy the moment. And for those of you at home watching, leave a comment. Wish these guys some good luck for Saturday. And we'll be right back with the couple members of the football team and Coach Barker. Again, good luck this weekend, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A Career Center is a place where any student interested in a career technical education course can come to learn hands-on experience along with academic skills.
Coming in here, I've never held a paint gun or anything with that simulator. I mean, it literally simulates every technique you need to know.
I'm going to see if I can use my CNA certification to get onto like a nursing home or an entry-level position at a hospital.
Texicon Cut Stone is a limestone fabrication mill located in Bloomington, Indiana, specializing in the art of cutting limestone, producing top quality products. Working mainly on commercial and high-end residential projects, we work with our clients to make their visions a reality from start to finish. Texicon is a proud supporter of VNL Live. For more information, please visit texicon.com. Owned by Damon Bailey and Randy Hawkins, Resource Services is your one-stop shop for janitorial supplies, food service, break room supplies, packaging, safety, and facility maintenance. Our inventory has expanded to include an office supply department. We offer name brands at competitive prices. If you have cleaning issues or office supply needs, give us a call. Our staff is trained to help you solve your issues and help you save money. Located in Bedford, we serve the entire state of Indiana, Kentucky, Southern Illinois, and parts of Tennessee. Please call 812-275-4790. The Pittman Law Firm was originally established by Clarence J. Uni Donovan in 1931. Pittman Law Firm and its predecessors have been serving clients in Lawrence and surrounding counties for over 90 years. The firm's current attorneys, James Greg Pittman and Michelle Woodward, are both graduates of Bedford North Lawrence High School and lifelong residents of Lawrence County. Pittman Law Firm offers a broad range of legal services including adoptions, family law, estate planning, guardianships, real estate, civil law, personal injury, criminal law, commercial transactions, and municipal law. Contact Pittman Law Firm at 279-8181 for all your legal needs. And welcome back, everyone. Again, my name is Aaron Harrell here with Coach Hine, joined by a couple members of the football team here, Grant Todd, Zane Anderson, and Coach Barker. Guys, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
It's bye week this week. Coach, what's been
We've been able to kind of take some time off, enjoy some time, being kids for these guys, kind of recharging our batteries a little bit. Monday we didn't practice at all. Just kind of came in, got a lift in, and were able to kind of cut them loose and just let them have some fun time, enjoy, like I said, time being high school kids, hanging out with their friends. Yesterday we got some good film work done from kind of recapping our game against Columbus East and then kind of looking ahead to the next week's matchup against Seymour. It's really just a week where we're really kind of just focused on taking care of ourselves, making sure, we're healthy, we're at full strength, and making sure we clear up any kind of mental mistakes, make sure we understand the game plan, and take care of ourselves this week to get ready to start game planning more next week.
Okay, you drew Seymour in the bye game.
Mm-hmm.
Seymour's in the same situation you are with the off week.
Yep.
So there's really no advantage. Sometimes if you get the bye and the other team's already played for a week, it's kind of an advantage to them because they're kind of in sync and still playing. And it'd been a couple. Good draw, obviously. This time around, we played them at Seymour, beat them 35-29, I believe it was.
I think so, yeah.
Over there a few weeks ago. Sometimes it's difficult to beat that same team 2 times.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it'll look completely different because, first of all, our personnel is going to be a little different than it was that night.
Sure.
And secondly, both teams are going to make adjustments. So anything on the adjustments that you can see them making against us that they might try to do differently this time?
Sure. I think, one of the things when we played them the first time, I think they were coming off a week that they didn't play the week before. They had made some personnel changes with the quarterback. They had the big win against Columbus East, and then they had a game canceled because of COVID. So I think we'll probably see him be a little more. When you have a week where you're probably not practicing, you're moving some new guys in positions. We probably saw maybe a watered-down version of their playbook. So I'd expect them to have some different adjustments in. And kind of the same thing for us. We're gonna do a lot of the same things we've been doing all year, but we'll have some new wrinkles and adjustments in, some new personnel package type things. Like you said, it's tough to beat a team this week against Madison. We're gonna have to come out to a fast start. We're fortunate, like you said, to get the draw at home. I think that's gonna help us a lot, having that home crowd. Come off to a fast start, and then from there, who can make better in-game adjustments and execute those adjustments and playing's the best.
Zane, last couple of years you've been really good back in the backfield.
Yes, sir.
A lot of your success has been due to your line. There's no question about that, opening holes up for you, and you've been able to slither through those holes and make good decisions with the football. So and the things, where you see the improvement, which I've seen and I've mentioned every time we've done a home game, how much better they've gotten in the last year.
Oh yeah, so we got Nick Mansker, got Klein Woodward, Garrett Hayes, freshman, and then we got Butcher in there now. But I mean, they hit the weight room hard, and they've got so much stronger. Nick Mansker, one of our best linemen right now, actually, he was freshman, sophomore year, he was a wide receiver actually, and he became a lineman. He's done well for us and stuff, and being strong like they are really helps me a lot.
Yeah. Grant, I guess with you, the big question for you, we know it. We've talked about it all year long. You're the leader. You've been put in that role. Sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes people don't take. Coach Barker have a great relationship in that regard. Talk a little bit about that leadership responsibility and the things that you've done this year that have really catapulted.
Yes, sir. I knew that it was crucial coming into the spring to try to get as many people as I could out to all the workouts, getting everybody stronger, more agile, and stuff like that. And I tried to do everything that I could to make the people around me better. And and being a leader, sometimes people don't want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, Coach Barker and I both know that, don't we?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes people don't want to hear what you have to say, but I think a lot of the guys have have respected me in that regard, because I'll always be honest with you, and I'll tell you when you're doing a good job, and I'll tell you when I think you need to step it up a little bit. So it's been a great experience with all these guys, and I love all of them. And I think like Zane said, the weight room has been extremely important. Have the most biggest line out there, but I think we've been a lot better for front and all around in general. So.
Yeah, I think Coach AJ has a lot to do with that.
Yes,
I can't pronounce his last name. I used to teach right next to him, but
Yes,
I just call him Coach AJ. But he does a great job.
He's been
in
great.
working with the line and watching the drills that they do and so forth, and bringing those guys along, because we all know, if you watch football long enough, you know a lot of the success you're going to have is whether or not your line can dominate the other teams. Their line, and that's not the first time we've said that this year.
And I don't know how many times we said that during the live stream. That the O-line did an amazing job.
Great job, and not just with the line, but with everyone else. I mean, he really high tempo, and he does a great job with everyone in every aspect of whether it's slots, receivers, quarterbacks. Just like all of our other assistants. I mean, we're very lucky with what we have here. So
great.
Years, for those at home that don't know, what's the plans for next year? I know we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but let them know what the plan is for next year. And
I plan on doing nursing. I plan on going to nursing school and pursuing that as my next chapter, but I'm not real sure yet. I've been looking a little bit, and I've been on a few visits and stuff like that, but I'm keeping my options open, but I know that
That's right.
So she's in the healthcare business. So.
Yep. Good. How about you, Zane?
I plan on going to the military, Marines. My dad was actually a rescue swimmer in the Navy, and growing up, I always wanted to be like him, do what he did, so I think I'm going to probably go to the Marines and serve our country.
Very good.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your service.
No problem.
And I went to school with your dad, your mom, and so again, thank you for your service.
No
thank
problem.
your dad for his service. Coach, I know you guys are getting back into it. How'd practice go today? And then, did you have pads on today? Did you hit today? Did you get back into it today? What's the?
We didn't do a whole lot of hitting today. We kind of had a lighter day. We got some issues to kind of take care of with kind of some cleanliness stuff. That time of year, we've been in the locker room a while, so there's some stuff we had next week.
Okay.
That was one of the things, looking into this week off. We didn't want to overdo it, like we talked about. We kind of wanted to kind of give them a rest, physically, work more on kind of the mental side of things, do some conditioning as far as running, lifting, that type of stuff, but we'll probably pick the hitting back up next month.
Condition with the basketball team anytime.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Staggs was out there running a while with this stuff.
Yeah, that's what
Couldn't
I
get
like
Grant out there, but I saw Staggs out there. Zane says once I get 100.
If it's 4th and 400, I won't give the ball to Zane. I'll call somebody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I gave you an example. In 2016, when I was coaching basketball at Vincent's Lincoln, we had a snowstorm hit right before the sectional, and we ended up losing the game. I don't remember if we made it up later on, but we had about a 5. Didn't get in the gym at all.
Yeah.
And at the time, as a coach, you think, man, that's terrible. We're not going to be as good as we can be in a sectional because we're missing out on this practice time. Yet, when we came back from that, we were a completely different team. Came back and really played well and won the sectional, won the regional, got to the semi-state. And I really credit a lot of that to the fact that we had a break. Like you guys have. But at the same time, so many things can change over that week, either positively or negatively. A lot of it's dependent upon if your kids want to continue to play.
Right.
Our kids wanted to continue to play. Your kids want to continue to play. I can tell that.
Oh, yeah.
So that's something you can definitely take advantage of here with a bye week. And like you said, allowing them to go out and do some things on their own with their buddies and so forth. So really hitting it hard What will you do differently? I know you've thinned your numbers down. Your freshman team and JV team are both done.
Yeah.
You've moved your kids up for the tournament. By the way, congratulations to both those teams, undefeated seasons. That's great.
That's right.
Yep.
And but you're to the point. I had football coaches tell me before. It's the best time is after that week 9 game because I can get the kids in there that I want, that really want to be there, and I can get a lot done. So you've got a lot of time next week to do that. What exactly will you do next week prior to the Seymour game?
Yeah, so it'll be a lot same schedule-wise. Like you said, with us kind of thinning out some of the numbers, we'll be able to kind of focus and concentrate on more reps for more of the starter type of guys. You know, one of the things we put a big emphasis on from the very get-go in spring and summer was we wanted to get everybody more involved in practice. You know, getting whether it's a freshman, first year playing football, get a lot of reps, get a lot of practice time in because they needed it. And, you know, that's what leads to obviously having great JV and freshman seasons like we had. I mean, those kids having talent and developing that talent. You know, so now we can kind of start to put more of a game plan together, focus on, you know, more of the starters, the direct backups. So it'll probably lead to some more reps for those guys. A lot of the same, you know, drills, group work, teamwork type stuff that we do. Just really kind of honing in on, you know, improving our core group, improving their skills, and like we talked about, maybe putting some new things in, trying, you know, a wrinkle here or there, whether it's formation, personnel, a different kind of blitz or pass coverage, something like that, so we can really kind of focus in on, you know, just a good game plan for Friday night. Ready for Friday and a couple games on Saturday, you know.
The next week you got Seymour. You've probably watched a lot of film, tore apart, you know, your game film.
Yeah.
What I know you probably haven't talked to them a lot about it other than what you did yesterday, but what do you see that you need to fix, you know, that you need to fix and also that you need to continue to do to get that W next week?
Yeah, I think, you know, offensively, I think we got to kind of get back into getting a rhythm, converting some first downs, you know, keeping the ball. You know, Columbus East, I know at the first half, I think we ended with only like 17 plays offensively. It's hard to get in a rhythm. You know, one of the things we like to do offensively is change personnel around, put new guys in the game, put new guys in different positions, and attack defenses that way. It's difficult to do that, you know, when you're not converting first. So that's something we're going to have to do. Defensively, they're a team that they do everything pretty well. It's been kind of unique the last couple weeks. We knew Madison was going to be a big pass defense game, obviously with Colin Yancey, a great receiver. And then you go and play a team like Columbus East, and you know that they want to run it 75 times. You know, so you got to get every
and they did. That's right.
And, you know, you got to get everybody kind of down there in the box, ready to attack the run. A team like Seymour, they've got some really good pass weapons as far as guys that can go catch the ball, but they've also got, you know, a good running game, whether it's the running back or the quarterback as well as a good runner. So we're going to have to be disciplined, not, you know, focus too much on any one particular thing. Just play disciplined football and be aggressive, and, you know, tackle well and play fast.
Right. You know, the Perry kid's their quarterback. Nice athlete, plays basketball. Nice player. He was their best basketball player probably last year as a freshman.
Yeah.
Good athlete. And then they had a freshman receiver that tore us up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Johnson.
Is it Johnson?
Johnson.
Yeah, I think
Johnson. So,
Jalen Johnson.
you know, will you possibly look at some different things there on him this time?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's something kind of what we did in the Madison game with Colin Yancey, like we talked about, was rotating some coverages. It's definitely something, if he's starting to beat us, it's something we have in our arsenal that we can do, and we might have to resort to that, you know, maybe putting 2 guys on him or being more. But, you know, like I said, at the same time, you can't all just, you know, drift back into pass coverage, because the Perry kid, and they've got some other good weapons as well. So they definitely present a challenge, but, you know, 84 is definitely a big threat on our kind of radar.
Yeah, the nice thing is at this time of the year, you've seen about everything. You've seen about every different thing people can throw at you. So
Sure.
By now you know exactly how you're going to handle it and, you know, combat if they do something differently.
Yeah.
You know, one thing these 2 guys know, because they both played basketball for me at an earlier age, is around tournament time. You know, Grant remembers this from last year. What do we used to get out, Grant? What did the scout team have?
The jerseys and the numbers.
Yeah, the pennies. We put pennies on, we put numbers, and we kind of mocked who those other teams were.
All week. I was somebody else all week.
Who were you for New Albany? I can't remember who that was.
I was at Maddox.
Yeah, Maddox.
I don't know how to say it. Shells or whatever his last name.
Yancey for
he was called.
Madison.
The red number 5.
5 a JV jersey all week.
So are you doing some of that in practice?
Yeah. Well, that's something that we've done. You know, when you got a great player that you got to be aware, especially, you know, like Madison did with the Yancey kid, and like Seymour does with their guy. They move him around. You know, he's not always going to be at wide receiver. He might be at slot receiver. So, you know, yeah, we'll definitely put, whether it's a penny or like we did with that way we identify where he's at in the formation, make sure we keep track of him at all times.
Yeah, this still sticks in my mind here, Zane. If you remember this. 443, which was Brayton's senior year. Okay, you're a sophomore on the team, and we didn't know who we were going to play, you know, because we had the bye, and we were either going to play New Albany or Jennings County. Who did we prepare for? The majority of the time.
Yeah.
New Albany. New Albany upset Jennings County.
Yeah, I remember.
So,
watched it, and we were like,
yeah, we didn't see that coming, and we guessed wrong. And I remember Zane saying to me, well, Coach, what if Jennings County wins? We haven't prepared for them as much. You remember saying that to me?
Yeah.
And so, you know, you got the same situation in football.
Yeah.
If you beat Seymour, you know, well, I guess you'll know by then. But I guess my question would be, are you preparing for anybody but Seymour, or are you just taking one game at a time right now?
We're just taking it one game at a time right now. And it really, I think a lot of that is the game this week between Jeffersonville and Floyd Central, that both teams are more than capable of winning that game. And then whoever wins gets to play New Albany, which, you know, of course, they're probably the favorite in the sectional after their
Floyd's very
conference winning.
Could very well upset them.
Yeah.
Or
Floyd's
even
very
Jeff.
good.
You never know. Jeffersonville won it last year.
Right. We saw what Jeff did last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're looking, you know, we got our hands full with Seymour. And, you know, like I've told some of the guys, you know, we got to win that game to earn the spot in the next one. So, you know, we'll have a full week to prepare, kind of like a regular game, because we'll find out that Friday night, if we are able to win, who we would face the following week. So we'll take care of that kind of when we get there.
And then Grant and Zane, so you guys are very lucky, get to play a sectional home game.
Yes, sir.
You know, so that's something huge, that especially as a senior, you know, some people don't get to do that. You know, you guys have the opportunity to get one more game. I don't think you're guaranteed a home game after that. I think you're on top.
Yep.
So what does that mean to you guys, be able to play one more game at home?
It's great. I mean, we've been really lucky with having a lot of really good crowds this year, and it's been really exciting for us and everybody around. And the student section has been great with the Pep Club doing a great job with that as well. And I always go over after the game and thank them for being here and stuff, because they I don't think they know it, but they play a huge part in momentum and just out there and everything. So we've been extremely lucky to have them, and we're extremely lucky to have the sectional game here. I think that'll give us a little bit of an edge, I would say.
Kind of what he said, having a big crowd like that really helps more than people think, honestly. Hearing that when you're on the field and stuff and all that, I mean, it really helps.
And a sectional game at home is something that, I mean,
usually don't get.
Because you can only dream of, you know.
That's right. Not everybody's guaranteed that.
Right.
You know, my senior year, we did not. We played down at the Wrights Bowl, so that was, you know. But, Coach, what's your thoughts on that? Getting one more game at home, getting to hopefully fill up the stadium here one more time, and
it's huge for us. Like they said, it's definitely something, you know, I can remember from when I was playing. You know, I always noticed when there was a big crowd, and even now coaching, you know, it's something that you notice, and I know the players notice it. I know it helps them. You know, whether it's maybe a bad play happens, you know, something, you know, we get kind of put in a stressful situation, having that crowd to pick you back up. I mean, that's a huge momentum builder. And also, you know, kind of keeping it in a routine, you know, it's something, you know, we try to keep practice, you know, whether it's our pregame lift, and then when we take the field for warm-ups. When you're at home, you can kind of keep that routine of it all being at the same time. You don't have to worry about packing a bag for a bus ride, getting on the bus, all that type of stuff. So, you know, mentally, I think it's definitely an advantage, but I think just the biggest thing is just enjoying that environment, being around, you know, the community that, you know, we love, and, you know, family and friends. And, you know, we'd love to see that whole side here at Star Stadium packed and loud. That's something, you know, I've talked about all year. We want it to be a definite home field advantage. You know, we want the place to be loud.
Right, and it has been so far this year.
Yeah.
And again, for those of you that are watching at home, come on out Friday, you know, next Friday night. Fill up this hillside over here. It's perfect setting. Bring your blankets, it's going to be a fall.
Yeah.
fall
Good
atmosphere.
football weather.
So
Yeah, the thing is, next Friday night we'll have a good crowd. Seymour will travel well
Seymour
over here.
travel well.
We've looked on the film. Our camera faces the opposing bleachers, and he against Jeffersonville or New Albany or whoever else we've played this year, with except of Mitchell in the scrimmage. That far side's not had a whole lot of people in it. It's going to be a little different next Friday because Seymour's not very far, and they'll travel over here, and they usually travel well. So it should be a fun atmosphere and on both sides of the field. And if our people continue to show up, which they have very well, like Grant said, the student section's been awesome this year with their themes and everything else. And
Final thoughts?
No.
I think so.
We appreciate you guys doing what you guys do. I mean, it's great to go after a game and hear the comments and be able to watch the games from a different perspective. So
hope you don't get in trouble with those comments from last week, but especially those 3 flags going down there.
No, but we really appreciate what you guys do for us and everything, so we really appreciate it.
You know, well, our goal is just to do it for the student athletes, do it for you guys, you know, get you guys the publicity that you guys deserve, you know. So for those of, whether it's your grandparents, parents that can't make it, I know your dad didn't make it for a game, and so that's
and it's something that we'll have for the rest of our lives as well with technology. We'll be able to show all kinds of people, so it's a great thing to have.
And it's cool. I mean, Aaron does a great job with this. You guys know that. So I'm just privileged to be a part of it. Just get to stand here and talk. He's got to do all this equipment stuff.
On screen, so that's
but he's we saw that last week where you could actually get our bleachers and you had somebody out there doing that, so it was pretty cool.
Awesome.
But we appreciate everything, and some of the people that chime in where they're from. It's amazing to me where some of these people are from watching football at BNL. Cool. So it's pretty cool that the people that can't make it to the game because it's too far or for whatever other reason, they have that opportunity to watch the game live.
Yeah, it's very cool.
But again, guys, thanks for being here. We're going to end this one pretty quick, but thank you very much. Good luck next week.
Good luck, guys.
And
thank you guys very much.
Get us that W, then we'll go beat whoever we got to beat after that, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Guys, everybody, thanks for watching tonight, and everybody have a great Thursday tomorrow. Thanks for watching BNL Live Coaches.